Today, I'm gonna help you rapidly improve yourself, faster than you ever have before. It's a big claim, but I'm gonna make good on it. I'm gonna show you a way that you can start growing yourself as a person, as a character, much more effectively than ever before. And I really want you to understand how quickly your life can change, your external circumstances can change when your inner world changes. When you shift what's going on in your mind and how you approach the things that you do and how you view the things that you do, everything that you do and everything that you experience changes. It shifts very, very, very quickly. And the first part of transforming and improving yourself and growing yourself is really understanding how we become who we are. You see, there is a way that your identity is shaped, and it's shaped every single day through every little decision that you make. But rather, the most important part of the equation is what you do daily. You see, what you do daily matters most. What you do daily accumulates, and it accumulates very, very quickly. Every single day, you take some action. You make a move. You try something. You do something. And if you do the right thing over and over and over again, then you become the type of person that you want to be. And if you do the wrong thing over and over and over again, you become the opposite of who you want to be. So, I want you to ask yourself a very simple question. Who do I want to be? Who do I really want to become? What does the best version of myself look like? How do I want to be perceived by other people? And most importantly, how do I want to feel in myself? How do I want to approach my work, my professional life, my personal life, my fitness, my health, my spirituality, my personal growth? And then ask, what actions does that person take daily? Like we just mentioned, with my very crooked line there, you have to understand that that's what's going to really create incredible progress. That's what creates rapid transformation and growth. It's not this experience that you had one time that will transform you and shake your core and all of a sudden you had this epiphany and now your life shifts forever. It's these little tiny things that you do over and over and over again that accumulate over time and add up to ultimately be the total sum of you. The total sum of your being is a result of every little action that you take. And whatever you do every day, the action that you take every single day, is what adds up quickly. It's pretty obvious, right? But oftentimes, we are deceived. We think in a different way. We think, once I get this new item, or once I have this experience, or once I meet the right person, that's what's going to transform my identity. Then I'll finally become who I wanted to be. Then I'll be worthy. Then I'll be ready. That is when the time will be right. But the time will never be right. Someday is not a day of the week, they say, right? It's a famous motivational quote that's been thrown around a lot, but it's very true. Think about who you want to be. And think about the fact that every day you are casting votes either for or against that identity. If you've ever read Atomic Habits by James Clear, that's a really, really great point that he makes. You have to understand that you're casting votes regardless, consciously, unconsciously. When you pick up a bag of unhealthy snacks and you put one after another into your mouth and you do that repeatedly 4 or 5 times a week, every single day, you're casting a lot of votes against a healthy, fit, fulfilled you. Now, on the other hand, if you get up and you work out first thing in the day, I've been doing this for a long time now. If you meditate first thing, right, and you construct a strong morning routine and you stick to that, you're casting a lot of votes in your favor. If you do some creative work on your passion or your purpose, or if you spend time mastering your craft, sharpening your tools, learning, growing, expanding, watching content like this, right? Then you are casting a vote in favor of getting better, of becoming who you want to be, of becoming your ideal self. And that's incredible. So don't treat it lightly. A lot of people just get used to what they're doing and they don't see the significance in it, and they stop recognizing how much power there is in each of these little daily actions. The difference between someone who meditates every day and someone who doesn't, well, we can measure that scientifically in gray matter, and we can see how they regulate their own emotions. It's different. The way that they show up, the way that they handle stress, the way that they respond to difficult situations, it's very different than somebody who hasn't built that part of their brain. It's very powerful. So think about that. Let that land. What do you do daily? And if you want growth, well, just think about what you'd have to do daily and then do it. And my best advice, which stands till today and has stood the test of time, I've been giving this advice really for 5-6 years now to my clients, to my students, to friends, even to family. Look, if you want to build a good streak, it's pretty simple. You just need some way of tracking and measuring. And my favorite way, the most simple way, is you write it down in the journal. Every day you write these habits that I want to do, and then you tick them off. You put a little tick box next to them, right? That's it. A little tick box. And then when you have done it, there you go. And you do that every single day, and you write the date at the top of the page or at the top of the line before you write the items, the habits, and you just track. And then at the end, you just write your number. How long have you kept the streak alive for? Day 28, day 47. You can use an app if you like too. I have. That's how I tracked my meditation streak, which is about 1,500 days if I add up across the different apps that I used and switched between but stayed consistent. It's very powerful. But I also tracked it in my journal by hand. Kept writing down. And if you write down which day you're on, that is a boost of confidence because you're sticking to the thing that you said you wanted to do because it's the right thing to do because it'll get you what you want. So all you have to know is who you want to be, and then all you need to do is the thing that gets you to that identity. It's remarkable, really, how powerful of a transformational tool this is. But we want to complicate it. We want to make it difficult. We want to find all these other new techniques and methods. Keep it simple. If you want to improve yourself, if you want to know how to improve yourself fast, this is it. And the more repetitions you get in, the more you grow. The more often you do it, the more consistent you are, the quicker. And so what's better than every day? Look, if you smoke every day, you're a smoker. If you swim every day, you're a swimmer, right? If you, paint every day, you're a painter. Whatever you do daily is who you become. If you eat healthy every day, if you eat the right amount of calories for your goals, you're probably a healthy person. Whatever you do every day, over and over, is who you become. There is no other thing, right? You can have experiences that are almost enlightening. You can have big breakthroughs. I'm not saying that those aren't worth anything. They most certainly are. They might spark you and light a fire under you, but that motivation is fleeting and it goes away so quick you barely even blink your eye. That's already gone. So don't rely on that. Don't put too much hope and too much energy in that, because ultimately it goes away rather quickly. However, what you do daily doesn't go away. It sticks with you. You're building a skill, you're building momentum, you're building power, and it's powerful. It's transformational. It changes your life. Now, there was a pretty remarkable study done at the University of Florida where they had photography students, and this professor split them in half. One half was to take pictures and photos, as many of them as they could, and the way that they would get graded and scored was by how much work they submitted. Quality versus quantity. This was the group of quantity. Then you had the group of quality. These students were told, you just need to produce one photo, but it has to be really good. And you will get rated and scored based on how good it is. Now, maybe you can guess what happened, or maybe you've heard this before. happened was the students who had to produce quality ended up producing very mediocre work. However, the students going after quantity produced extraordinary work because they repeated the process over and over and over and over and over again. And so, when you do this, when you constantly work on quantity, you will naturally improve your quality. The more you do something, the better you get. And it links right up with the daily rule. You see, if you are making a lot of art, you're bound to get good at it. If you're talking to a lot of potential clients, you're bound to get good at it. If you are trading a lot or whatever you're working on, whatever skill, if you're playing the guitar a lot, you get good at what you do over and over and over. That's how human beings work. That's how our minds are wired. Neurons that fire together wire together. So the more our brain is used in a specific way, the better it gets at being used in that specific way. And that links for, our entire body as well. Our entire nervous system gets in on that action too. So go for quantity, not quality. Quality, you can't do quality if you haven't done quantity. Quality is subjective as well. The more you do something, the better you get. If you kick a ball one time and you say, I'm gonna produce my best kick, but you've only kicked it a total of 3 times, and you kick it another 4th time and you say, that was my best kick ever. I'm never gonna kick it again, and next time I do need to kick it, it'll be as good as that one. Otherwise, there's no point. It's completely backwards, but we do this to ourselves in our daily lives, right? I'm not gonna submit this work. I'm not gonna enter this competition or this tournament because I'm not at my best. This isn't my best work. This isn't, I feel like I could do better. And it's that perfectionism that is the absolute enemy of progress. The enemy of you actually moving towards your goal is your own mind telling you that you need to have quality right now. You can't have quality right now. Forget about it. Do quantity until you get to quality. You see, in fact, quantity equals quality over time, because the more that you do it, the better at it you get. So give it time and be patient with yourself. There's no rush, and you can't guarantee that your first piece of work and what you're doing right now is going to be that great. It's impossible. So just do more and more and practice more and more and more, and then bind it into your identity so that it becomes natural. That way you don't have to try so hard. You don't have to exert yourself so much. Imagine just trying to produce one quality piece of work. It's gonna make you go mad. But if all you have to do is repeat, we can do that all day because our brains are set up for that. That's easy. Make it mindless. Let autopilot take over. Stop thinking. Stop trying to be so particular. And all of a sudden, genius comes out. It's incredible how that works. And also, you're a bad judge of what good is because you're caught up in your subjective reality. You can't see the objective view. And so everything you see, you twist through your own perspective and you don't know, is it good or is it not good? To you, what might feel like a really intense workout might have been kind of mediocre, but because you were feeling really heavy and tired that day, it felt like you exerted a lot of effort. I remember one day going for a walk felt like a full 90-hour intensive cardio workout because I was so tired. I hadn't slept well. I had worked way too much the day before. I'd worked out too hard, during the course of the week, and it all accumulated. And it felt like, oh man, this walk, right? This walk is so hard. It's actually harder than all the other work that I did. That's just because I wasn't feeling it. So some days it'll feel terribly difficult, and some days it'll feel easy and natural because you're in great state. And the better you get at managing your state, the easier that becomes over time. Now, finally, the most ridiculous form of procrastination is this right here, which is an attempt at a map. When you're planning and when you're thinking, it's an excuse to not move, right? And I see this all the time. So many clients that I worked with have had this problem. It's ridiculous. I've gone through this myself. I'm a total idiot for being stuck with it for so long. I should have gotten out sooner. I would have probably achieved most of my goals by the age of 20 rather than, by the age of 25. Okay, I would have saved myself 5 years. Great. Maybe you can save yourself 5 years by just realizing that planning is not being productive. It's execution that actually gets results. And when you execute, you make real progress, and you can measure that progress, and you can get better. And again, the more you execute, the more quantity of execution, the more you take action, the better you get. And the quicker you get better. And that's what I want for you. Rapid growth. Not sitting there thinking about how great it'll be once you get there. You see, the problem with that is talking about it, thinking about it, it's inherently gratifying. You feel good. You don't have to take on any risk. You don't have to be humiliated. You don't have to try very hard. You don't have to exert yourself. But you can get the chemicals and feel the feelings as if you took action. This is terrible because it basically rewards you for thinking, and not thinking productively, but just like thinking about plans and over planning. Look, have a basic idea of where you want to go. Have a general direction, but you don't need the spot, right? You don't need to know that it's exactly here where you're going to find the treasure. All you need to know is look in this area. Because imagine sitting at home, looking at this map and saying, okay, where's the treasure? Well, maybe it's here, let's calculate. Okay, now we're gonna pull up, some images from Google, and then we're gonna look here, and we're gonna analyze the ground, and maybe perhaps we can just go there and look and dig. And the more you dig, the more your chances go up of finding it. Or use a better tool and a better strategy if you can, of course. But the best thing usually is just to go and do it. Most of the time, there's no better strategy than action and moving and trying, because through it, you'll find what's working and what's not. Imagine I just sat for hours thinking about how I would deliver a video. In fact, I remember when I used to try to plan and script everything, word for word, exactly what I was gonna say. It's absolutely horrible experience, right? Trying to know every little detail, overthinking every single word. Miserable. Then I decided, okay, I'm just gonna do it, talk, see what comes out, and then try to get better each time. I went for quantity, and I did it every day and every day and every day and every day. I did that for a year. And of course I got good. And in the beginning I was horrible. And then I watched other people who decided to go the other way. They produced one piece of work, and maybe their work did slightly better, but as a character, the way that they showed up, they didn't grow as much. But people who go for quantity, they grow. And so I'm just happy I joined that camp, and I became part of that group and that community of people who take action more than they talk and more than they think. You see, the more that I talk to actual clients and customers, the more people I got as actual clients and customers, the more I grew, the more referrals, the more, just expansion. The more I thought about what I might need to do, the worse. I've coached over 600 people at this point in my career, which is amazing. I never thought I would coach one person. I didn't even know what coaching was when I started YouTube back in 2014. But I want you to understand that it just came down to one conversation after another, and as many of them as I could. Just try to talk to a new potential customer, somebody that I could help every day, try to solve their problems and support them every day. And over time, I got really good. And that's all you need to do with anything that you want to do. For your identity to really form, for you to improve yourself faster than ever before. Action and movement. You can read, you can plan, you can strategize, but keep it to a limit. Hopefully, most of your day, 8 to 10 to 12 hours of your day, is you taking action towards your main goal. And if you can't spare that because you're currently doing something to sustain yourself, and that's taking up most of your time, fair, but even then, out of your spare time, the majority should be spent growing into the person that you want to become. So, take it in, let it land, understand that the more you do what you need to do, the less you think and overplan, the more quantity of work you produce, the more time you spend doing the thing that you want to be excellent and extraordinary at, the better. And the quicker you become your ideal self. And if you want some more help, becoming the best version of you, growing, hitting your goals, if you want me to personally mentor you and guide you and you want to be a part of an incredible community as well, I invite you to hop on a call. All you have to do is go to erafael.com and sign up for a free call with me. You just go over there, you type in your name and your email, and you'll be redirected to my booking page. You schedule a time with me, and we will talk one-on-one. I'll get to meet you and see what's going on in your life and see how I can help you hit your goals, achieve what you want, become fulfilled, become the best version of you that you've ever been. I really want to support you. I want to help you grow. I want to make sure that you become the best you that you can possibly be. So go on over there. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and let me know. Make sure you follow me on all the social media, and also be sure to subscribe on YouTube if you're watching here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Take care.